Hello, students! Welcome back. It's a pleasure to meet you again in our English online lessons. So, let's start with our lesson of today. So, we are going to start first with our motivating strategy. For that reason, we are going to pay attention to the meaning of the different uses of the verbs and prepositions. So please listen and pay attention.
Hi, Mira. Did you look at my suggestions for our client's new company logo?
Yes, I worked on the logo last night. I stayed up late to make sure it was perfect. Here, take a look at it.
You can't be serious. We can't show this to our boss. I thought we agreed on using a light green color. This is dark green. It almost looks brown. I thought I could rely on you to make this by yourself, but I guess not.
I don't want to hear about it. All you do is complain about my work. You always disagree with everything I do.
After we talked about the logo yesterday, I thought you would make it differently. You know our boss insists on us doing everything perfectly. I don't know how we'll recover from this mistake. We have to meet with our boss in half an hour.
I care about our client enough to put in extra time and energy. But you only concern yourself with looking good in front of our boss. Let me see the work that you prepared for today. Let's see how it compares with mine.
Okay, listen to this slogan. Sip our seltzer and escape from your problems into a tropical paradise.
Are you kidding? I can't believe that's what you prepared for today. It's too long, and that's not what the company is about.
Maybe I could concentrate on getting the slogan right if I weren't busy worrying about the logo.
Don't blame this on me. We only have 10 more minutes to spend on this project. Let's try to think about a solution before the meeting.
Yes, let's deal with this problem quickly.
I can easily change the color of the logo. So, how do you feel about it now?
I think it looks much better.
Can you think of a better slogan?
I don't think there's anything wrong with the slogan I wrote. You just reacted to it because I objected to the color of your logo. That's the only reason you disapprove of it.
That's not true. We don't have time to argue about it. We have to meet with our boss right now.
Hi, Doug and Mira. I'm excited to see what you've come up with. I know I can always count on you two to be creative, since I believe in the power of teamwork. I wanted you to work on this project together.
Thank you for trusting us with this client. I was excited to participate in this project at first, but I'm afraid we might not have succeeded in working well together.
I can't speak to how much time Doug spent on this project, but I have fully committed myself to it.
Let me see what you both came up with. We may need to make some changes to it to adapt to this new client's perspective.
Here.
Wow, this looks great. Did you help with this, Doug?
Yes, I did. As soon as I glanced at the logo, I knew what changes needed to be made. I talked to Mira and told her how to improve it. She took my advice and it resulted in that logo.
You have no right to boast about the logo. I worked hard on it, and then I had to deal with your criticism.
Let me explain to you both what teamwork and cooperation mean. Because I think you're confusing them with competition. I can sympathize with Mira about not wanting to be criticized. I want to hear about what you both did. But I also want you to talk about something positive the other person did. Now, let me see the slogan.
This is what I came up with. I know we might need to add to it.
Actually, this is a good starting point, but you might want to make it shorter.
Mira told me that too. But since she doesn't specialize in copywriting, I didn't listen to her. I want to apologize for not taking your comments seriously.
That's okay. I think you have a good idea for the slogan. I want to apologize to you for being so critical. We can work on it together and see if it leads to us creating a better one.
It's all right. We can forget about our argument and move on.
I want to congratulate you on working together. When you work together, you need to understand where the other person is coming from. I encourage you to get better acquainted with each other. Figure out how you can borrow from each other to come up with something better than you would on your own.
We will.
Yes, we will.
Remember, the success of this project depends on solid teamwork. And have that logo and that slogan ready by tomorrow.
Okay, that was very interesting to see it. So let's continue with the next. Okay, now we are going to continue with the Elico practice. Complete the sentences with the correct option. 1. The day is beautiful. Let's go for a. Let's go for a walk in the park. 2. Basketball is enjoyable, but above all, I love soccer. 3. I'm teaching my son to walk. I'm teaching my son to walk on the sidewalk. 4. I was in New York. I was in New York for 2 weeks. 5. The cat ran. The cat ran into the kitchen when it heard the can open. 6. The museum is full. The museum is full of tourists in July. Exercise number 2. Complete a paragraph with the correct words for the box. Take a gap year. Went abroad. Made new friends. Went for a job interview. Changed school. Dropped out of college. Let's complete. Luna was in her final year when she decided to drop out of the college. She was having a difficult time and decided to take a gap year. She and her sister went abroad on a trip to several countries. As soon as they got to England, Luna went for a job interview. She got a job in a hostel, made some money, made new friends, and kept traveling. After a year abroad, they came back and Luna changed school and finally graduated with a degree in international relations. Exercise number 3. Complete the life-changing events with the correct verbs. We are going to complete this information with the words in the chart. For example, start, take, change, win, have, become, settle, go, make, move. Let's complete. Letter A. Change schools. Letter V. Go abroad. C. Made new friends. Make new friends. D. Win an award. E. Take a gap year. F. Become rich. G. Have an accident. H. Move to a new house. I. Start your own business. J. Settle down. Okay, now we are going to continue with the Elico theory about the simple past tense. Let's recognize a little bit for this part of the grammar. Simple past tense. We can use it for a series of completed actions in the past. We can use it for completed actions in the past. We can use it for single period with time expressions. We can use it for the habit in the past if it is used at bursts of frequency. Let's recognize about some kind of examples about the first. I visited my grandmother, stayed for 1 or 2 hours, shadowed her and went to my home. My brother woke up, washed his face, got dressed, and left home. Second one. He went to Paris 2 days ago. We saw him last Sunday. I heard a terrible explosion last night. Third one. He had a girlfriend for 3 years. My father talked on the phone for 5 minutes. She chose to stay with her mother all day. And the last, I always did my homework on time when I was a student. My father often read, Sebora Paz read, my father often read me tales before I went to bed. When I was a young, I walked 10 miles to workplace every day. These are some kind of examples of the grammar tense about a simple past tense. Don't forget, subject plus the verb in past. Check out next. Say here about the used to. Used to plus a verb in infinitive. We use the structure used to do something when we talk about something we did regularly in the past, but do not do it now. Example, he used to go to our school. She used to be overweight, but became she a model last year. In this kind of context, we also use used to talk about something that we really did in the past with a frequency. But nowadays, no. Check out more. Here about the Elico practice. 4. Make affirmative, negative, or interrogative sentences using used to. 1. I lived in a flat when I was a child. So I can say, I used to live in a flat when I was a child. 2. We go to the beach every summer. Did we used to go to the beach every summer? Because talking about interactive form. 3. She loved eating chocolate, but now she hates it. Affirmative. She used to love eating chocolate, but now she hates it. 4. He not smoke, so negative form. He didn't used to smoke. 5. I played tennis when I was at school. Affirmative. I used to play tennis when I was at school. 6. She be able to speak French, but she has forgotten it all. Affirmative. She used to be able to speak French, but she has forgotten it all. 7. He play golf every weekend. Question. Did he used to play golf every weekend? Check out next. Exercise number 5. Match the columns to make sentences. We're going to complete or going to match about a letter A to letter J with number 1 to number 10. For example, he used to have a motorbike, but now he drives a boring family car. 2. I used to eat a lot of sweets. Now I am on a diet. 3. Sam used to work in Dublin, but now he works in Brinton. 4. He used to take the train to work, but now he drives. 5. When I was 10, I didn't used to eat fish, Now I eat a lot. 6. When I live in the city, I often used to go to the ciudad. 7. They used to go to a very traditional school where they wore a uniform. 8. I used to enjoy his company, but now I'm finding him a little bit boring. 9. She used to play the piano. Now she plays the guitar. 10. We used to go to the beach for our holidays when we were children. Recognizing here about the use of used to in this kind of context. Okay, let's continue now with the Ellicott theory about subject questions and object questions. Let's identify about them. Let me check. Subject questions. If you don't know, if you don't know who has done something and would like to find out, you ask subject questions. For example, we can say, who lives here? Who lives here? For example, say, when who or what is the subject of the question, we use the affirmative form of the verb. Who gave you the money? Who gave you the money? Third point, when a question word is a subject of a simple present or simple past question, we don't use do or does or did. Example, who painted the Mona Lisa? Who painted the Mona Lisa? In the case of the object questions, we can recognize. Let me check. The first point. When you ask an object question, you know who the person is and would like to get some information about it. Example, where does Tom live? The second point, when who or what is the object of the question, we use the interrogative form of the verb. Example, what did Mark give you for your birthday? Third point, when a question word is the object of a simple past question, use do, does, or did. Example, which authors do you like best? Which authors do you like best? This is talking about a theory about the Ellicott theory here, about subject questions and object questions. Let's continue with Ellicott practice. 5. Identify. Identify if the question are subject or object questions. Example number 1. What did he hear? 2. Who shouted for help? 3. What did Kate say? 4. Who did you meet? 5. Who saw him shoplifting? 6. What made that noise? Recognizing number 1. What did he hear? Is talking about an object question. 2. Who shouted for help? This is about a subject question. There is no auxiliary verb. 3. What did Kate say? Talking about subject question 2. 4. Who did you meet? It's about object question here. 5. Who saw him shoplifting? It's about the subject question. 6. What made the noise? Is talking about subject question 2. Recognizing and identifying about this kind of context about object questions and subject questions in these exercises. The next points are here. Exercise number 7. Correct the mistakes in the sentences. Here, in these statements, or these questions, there are some kind of mistakes we are going to identify. Check about exercise number 1. The example number 1. What happened last night is the correct one. It's not possible to say what did happen. You have to say what happened last night. Check about number 2. What did she saw? Now is what did she see? No possible to use the simple past tense in verb when you use a question because the auxiliary is there. 3. Why she did scream? Why did she scream? The position of the auxiliary verb. 4. Who the painting stole? Who stole the painting? 5. Who did the house break into? Who broke into the house? 6. Who did she telephone? Who did she telephone? No simple past tense because the auxiliary verb is there. 7. What did the police do? What did the police do? What did the police do? 8. Who the crime committed? Who committed the crime? Recognizing here about these mistakes in these questions, of course. Now, exercise number 8. Write subject or object questions with who or what for the information involved. Check out here. Letter A. Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet. We can say, who wrote Romeo and Juliet? V. Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet. What did Shakespeare write? What did Shakespeare write? C. Usain Bolt won the gold medal in the 100 meters. Who won the gold medal in the 100 meters? D. Sally and her friends visited the new art gallery. Who visited the new art gallery? E. Sally and her friends visited the new art gallery. What did Sally and her friends visit? F. Peter met Jenny at the airport. Who met Jenny at the airport? G. Peter met Jenny at the airport. Who did Peter meet at the airport? H. The last. They had pizza for lunch. What did they have for lunch? What did they have for lunch? Recognizing here exercise number 8, of course. The next part is about exercise number 9. Complete the sentences with the correct preposition for the box. We are going to use these prepositions: to, on, about, in, to, about, with. For example, letter A. Elena told me I should talk. I should talk to the teacher about the problems I have with some students. V. My decision depends. Depends on the conversation I'm having with my parents tonight. C. You don't need to agree. You don't need to agree with her, but you should listen. You should listen to your mother. D. They always argue. They always argue about their son's education. E. Eva has participated. Has participated in a group for young mathematicians. F. Don't worry. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. Exercise number 10. Unscramble the words to make sentences. Say, for example, number 1. Let's recognize. In the case of number 1, you're going to recognize is, my parents are always arguing about money. Number 2 is a question. How long did you wait for the taxi? Number 3, recognizing. She's sick with worry about her future. Number 4, we never agree about anything. 5, I dream about one day working for myself and not having a boss. 6, you can always depend on Michael's in a crisis. 7, she never participates in any of our discussions. That was exercise number 10. Continue. Now, in order to continue, we are going to recognize about the reading time. So I'm going to start the reading first, and after that, we are going to solve some kind of questions here. So let's start reading first. Read the text and choose the correct answers. Jason Hill used to work at a bank in San Francisco. He was very good at his job, and he earned quite a lot of money. The problem was that Jason was really bored. He didn't enjoy the 1-hour journey to work on a crowded subway train every morning, and he hated working in a busy, noisy office from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every weekday. One day, Jason was on his way to work when he saw an ad in the newspaper for non-speaking parts in a movie. Later that day, he called the number in the ad. He was invited for an audition and was given a small part in the movie. He enjoyed the experience so much that he decided that he wanted to become an actor. On his 30th birthday, Jason made a life-changing decision. He decided to quit his job and study drama. In October 2006, he began his drama course at a theater school in New York. The course was difficult, and there were times when he thought about dropping out. But he studied hard and finally passed the course in June 2008. Soon after that, he got his first acting job when he was giving a part in a television soap opera. In December 2008, he was watching television at home when the telephone rang. It was a well known American movie director. He asked Jason if he wanted a part in his new movie. Jason was astonished. He accepted and he is now living in California and is really enjoying his new life. Interesting, very interesting. Now we are going to solve this case about a question here. Letter A. How much time did Jason use to spend traveling each day? 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours? The answer is 1 hour. Letter B. What was the problem with his job? It was hard. He was bored. It was crowded. The answer is he was bored. Letter C. Where was he when he saw the ad? On a train. At work? In a taxi? The answer is on a train. Letter D. He made his life-changing decisions on his birthday. On his 13th birthday, 30th birthday, or 20th birthday. The answer is on his 13th birthday. Letter E. What did he decide to study? Film studies, drama, art. The answer is drama. F. How long did his course last? Almost 2 years. Exactly 2 years. More than 2 years. The answer is almost 2 years. That was about the questions and the answer for the reading part. Now, we are going to continue with the listening context. So, listen carefully, please. Check about listening here about this part. First one, look at the sentences below. You will hear a boy, Neil, and a girl, Elvira, talking about how their hobbies have changed. Listen and decide if each sentence is correct or incorrect. Check the right box. First one, before to listen the audio, we are going to recognize about the statements. Check about here. Number 1. Elvira has always enjoyed basketball. Number 2. Neil sometimes plays soccer. Number 3. Elvira went to the mall when she was younger. Number 4. Neil is going to the movies with his brother. 5. Neil likes the idea of being outside. Of course, now that we have already recognized about these statements, let's listen carefully about the audio.
Hi, Elvira. I want some new hobbies. What do you do on the weekend?
I do different things depending on who I am with. My sister loves playing basketball, so I sometimes play with her. I didn't used to like it, but now I enjoy the physical exercise. Do you play sports?
I used to play soccer and tennis, but I stopped with tennis. It was too expensive, and I wanted to buy video games. I occasionally play soccer now, but the field is far from my house. What else do you do?
Me and my friends hang out at the mall a lot. We can go shopping, and there are good cafes for a smoothie or a cafe latte. I didn't used to go to the mall a lot, but recently it's been a lot of fun. I need to be careful not to spend too much money, though.
The mall? That's a good idea. I always used to like going to the mall with my brother, but he's living abroad. I could go to the mall movie theater. Do you know how much a movie ticket costs?
I'm not sure. It used to be $6, but I haven't been to the mall for a while. After I changed schools, I didn't see my old movie friends much, so I stopped going. What about going to the park?
There is a good park near my house, but I don't know if my friends are going. I'll send them a message and ask. If the weather is good, it would be good to be outside. Thanks for the idea.
No problem. Hope you have a good weekend. Let's hang out sometime.
That'd be great.
Okay, pretty well. After we listen the audio, we are going to complete, and we are going to check if it's correct or incorrect. Let me check about number 1. Elvira has always enjoyed basketball. That is incorrect. Number 2. Neil sometimes plays soccer. That is correct. Number 3. Elvira went to the mall when she was younger. Is incorrect. Number 4. Neil is going to the movies with his brother. That is incorrect too. And 5, the last. Neil likes the idea of being outside. That is correct. Okay, pretty well, students. So that's all about today. Have a great day. Take care a lot, students. Bye bye, everyone. Take care. See ya.